Hey, what's up guys? So welcome back. Another troop spotlight here. Today we're going to highlight the Paladin. You can see this is the max level Paladin right here. 213 blunt damage, 2870 life. Costs 3 points to summon a Paladin or put in a wave. 1.0 range, so he's got a little bit higher range than the Knight does. He's heavily resistant to piercing and also blunt damage, which makes him great tanking unit since the arrow towers shoot out piercing, bomb towers do blunt, the skull towers also do blunt. His weakness is normal, and the only troop that does normal or tower that does normal damage is the Knight. And then he is also 100% weak to poison, so the snake tower will really devour this guy, and also the mortar devours him pretty easily. So he is your basic tank unit in the game. As you'll notice, his HP is really high, relatively 3 times that of the Knight, and rightfully so since he does cost 3 points to actually bring out. His damage is decent. His bonus damage is actually blunt. That makes it a lot better than, say, the Knight over here who has normal damage. So a lot of the towers is actually weak to blunt damage by 100% or 200%. So you'll do double damage with the Paladin. He does look pretty cool with a big nice shield there. Is that his main weakness is the mortar. So in bases that have lots of mortars, you're gonna typically want to avoid the Paladin use. Go over here and show off some Paladin in action. So you can see I have mortar as my second most common troop in my waves, followed by Paladin as number 1. Paladin is a great defensive unit. He can absorb a lot of damage. He can hold off the attacker for a good amount of time. He doesn't die to sword rain. The sword rain does really little damage since it's 75% resistance. So that's why he's a great defensive unit. All the way from the time you unlock him all the way to the end of the game. He works out really well and kind of puts up a blockade there on defense. On attacking, you'll notice here he's not the greatest attacking unit. Go ahead and put some spells on. And the reason why is he has a small range. He's a very close combat unit. He's slower than the Knight. And there's nothing much you can really do, to kind of improve him. He dies really quick, as you can see here, to the poison. So you see that mortar over there just kind of devoured like 5 or 6 of these Paladins. On offense, what the Paladin is good for is to actually serve as a tank again, a shield. You summon out a couple Paladins, and then you use the Paladins to kind of protect your cannons, your Arb Blasters, your Pyromancers. You use the Knights as a diversion, as a distraction, so your long ranging units can actually attack freely and not have to worry about getting hit. You can also use that as a shield for your hero. So you notice that all these little Knights, or all these Paladins I should say, are actually walking forward and getting devoured. That's one of the drawbacks of the Paladin, since they are a melee unit. Any range bases like this, the Paladins won't be very effective, and especially if there's mortars in it. So higher up, you don't see as much Paladin in offensive raids, because a lot of bases have figured out that you want to have a lot of range heavy defenses. But you'll notice, you see that Paladin's up in front, he's soaking up the damage, and then the Pyromancer is sitting in the back, able to be more effective. And you'll see again that Paladin is taking damage. These Pyromancers are able to sit back here. I'm able to sit back here with my hero as well and absorb little to no damage. So again, the Paladin is a offensive shield type unit as well as a defensive shield type unit. In the lower levels, you can spawn a whole bunch of Paladins and run through most bases with Paladins. They are a little bit slower than Knights, but you can definitely do that. As you can see, the clock ran out fairly quick. We didn't get that far in the base. Give it a go here. So just in general, he's a big tanking unit. Again, you're going to use him as a shield on offensive and defensive. He has, I believe, the largest HP in the game. And then right below him is the Pyromancer. So him with the heal spell works extremely well because he has such a large HP pool. Go in here and show off some scrolls with him. So a lot of times when you are going to be raiding with Paladins, you're going to want to use a couple of those and then bring out 1 or 2 ranged units behind it. We'll drop a scroll right there, so now those Paladins have a lot more life. They're going to live a lot longer. Bring out a little bit more, and then now we'll slowly start bringing out more ranged units. You can see the Paladin is not a unit that you can use alone. You have to use in combination with spells and troops. Him in combination with the Pyromancer works really, really well since there's so much life between these two units. They each have around 2,800 life, max level. And then if you do come across a base that has a lot of archers and arc blasters and very little mortars, you can use a Paladin offensive strategy and pretty much decimate his base, because the arc blasters and the archers, they don't do hardly anything to the Paladin since they're 75% resistant. So you can see he can't touch the Firebolt tower there. Come up here and summon some more troops. The summon and then the heal scroll are a great scroll combination to use with any troop, but especially with high HP units like the Pyromancer and then the Paladin. It doesn't make them invincible, as you saw a lot of them died right there. Even with the heal scroll and heal spell, the mortars do a massive amount of damage to the Paladin. That weakness is traumatic. You can see there, those guys are all poisoned. And with the poison lingering on the ground, it hurts the Paladin really, really, really bad. Because even if you kill the mortar, there's nothing you can really do. The toxic cloud is on the ground, and the Paladins are going to get affected. They're going to lose some of that HP that they have. So overall, the Paladin is a very, very tanky unit. Right now, you do use him as protection for cannons, protection for pyromancers, protection for arc blasters in offensive strategy, and in defensive, he's an extremely vital part of the defensive wave. Because he can't die to the sword rain, he also helps protect all your range units. So you can see a lot of my waves have a good amount of Paladins in them. So you can use him for bases where you actually kind of want to move up in the leaderboards. He slows down the clock a lot because they have a lot of HP, so the hero has to go and use his scrolls or spells on them. And he does do a decent amount of damage. So overall, the Paladin there's nothing really spectacular about him, but there's nothing horrible either. He's a very average unit, a well-balanced unit, I guess is the correct way to say it. So we will be taking a look at him in rage status in the next video, so check back on that shortly. And if you have any tips or tricks on how to use the Paladin, please leave them down in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.